Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a simple man. My name is Noah Foster, the founder and creator of hashtag 205 Lives Matters, where I am always joined every week by faithful members of the 205 Live group. Tonight, one of our most faithful and strongest of hearts is not here with us tonight. The holiday Mr. Christopher May is handling a family incident right now. We ask that you all provide him and his family your prayers and well wishes. And Holiday, we look forward to you coming back soon on 205 Live Matters. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Well, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. And welcome once again to another ecstatic episode of 205 Live Matters. We've got a lot of great content to talk about this week, and we got a very special guest who is going to give us her live perspective. She is the darling of the ladies of No DQ, member of Team Indie DQ. She is a huge follower of the lady of WWE, Maria Kanellis and Lacey Evans. She has her own positive, unique, individual personality and is not afraid to express it. She is the lovely Cindy G. Cindy, welcome back, and how are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm actually doing pretty well despite what's been happening this week. Mainly the Golden State Warriors lost the NBA Finals, and now I'm stuck on a freaking bet where I have to wear the Toronto Raptors color for 30-plus day, which I already give a jump start. So you guys can follow me on Instagram, simply_C_OK, where I post it daily of, like, the count, like, day 1, 2, 3 of me with my sad look wearing the Raptors color like I'm wearing right now.
Well, I'm hashtag non-sports, so I'm not going to judge. So, congrats to you guys that support them, and to those that didn't, oh well, you got next time.
Yeah, so, and Raptors 25 years later. There.
Wow, that's really a long time. So I guess they really earned it. So good on them.
But yeah, this is wrestling. This is the one where I went live this past Tuesday, which I went to.
This is 205 Live, episode number 133, that emanated from Sacramento, California, which you saw live. So I can't wait to get your perspective and dynamics on the show. So why don't I just start by asking you, what was the attendance in the arena like?
Well, once SmackDown Live ended, and while some of the people were getting ready to switch to 205 Live, I've noticed that there was a lot of the crowd starting to leave right away once SmackDown ended. I was having some concerns that is it going to be like a lot of empty seats, like, kind of like a huge ball, like on one side to the other. No, actually.
That's the hard cam, yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's like still a lot of people in the arena that is still staying for 205 Live, and of course the dark matches, which the dark match was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor for the IC title, but I digress.
He exists. I digress.
Yes.
Freaking most talented people exist. Continue.
Yeah. So I did like film a little bit and send it to the 205 Live crew group chat to see how well are the attendance, and that was like pretty like not bad after all. It's just even there has been a little bit of like empty seats, but it's just like a dot side. But overall, crowd was into it, even though they were kind of like slow a little bit at first, but then once it started to hype up and like throw some like random like chant, but in a positive way, that they did deliver well. And I feel with 205 Live in person, it was a fun of a show, surprises, and all the above that as well. And you saw on the video that I sent you, what do you think of like when you saw like the crowd?
Audience. I thought the crowd was pretty respectable as far as attendance goes. Yeah. I feel like it probably improved since the takeover of creative direction from Triple H. I mean, I've been to 205 Live now for at least 3 times now from right here in my hometown, Toledo, Ohio. And as soon as I come back to Toledo, I expect to do the same thing. And I remember the first time I saw it, I saw the Brian Kendrick versus Akira Tozawa in a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
Neville and Austin Aries were feuding it for the title. And I was sitting on the floor. Attendance was rather low from the opposite standpoint and opposite hard cam. But since then, I've seen matches like Noam Dar's Tony Nese and that crazy street fight that pretty much put Tony Nese on the map. And the arena was actually, because, my arena is a hockey place. Funny Center is like 8,000.
Yeah.
It seemed much more respectable at that show than it did at my first one. So I feel like 205 Live is making waves, even though I still feel like it's the most underappreciated brand under the WWE banner. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
I agree, but we're definitely going to be discussing it during the Simple Stand because I feel this is going to be have something to do with like WWE, but we'll get into that.
oh, trust me, we have a
Yeah.
unique simple stance tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope
Hmm.
y'all join the conversation. But with that, let's first talk about this episode. So again, this is episode number 133, and we start off with Drake Maverick discussing basically his outlook for 205 Live championship picture, as we still don't know who's going to face the Cruiserweight champion, even though Tony Nese has personally asked for Akira Tozawa. But anyway, he talks about how he feels like other things may have been distracting him from his duties as general manager of 205 Live. Yet he still says he takes it very seriously. So what does he do? He doesn't let the decision fall in his hands. He lets the wrestlers figure it out themselves. He sets up a fatal four-way main event. So you know you're for something special. You have the electric Akira Tozawa, the furious Oney Lorcan, the dazzling Humberto Carrillo, and the sadistic and dark Drew Gulak. And basically, the winner of that match would face the Cruiserweight champion Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight title at Stomping Ground. Let me just get this out of the way right now.
Okay,
Folks,
here we go.
205 Live matters. It does not belong on the fucking kickoff show, especially at this rematch class bullshit, where this is the only original match that will be on the damn card.
Even if it's a piss break.
Yeah. I can give you 5 piss break matches right now, but I'll do that next week for my predictions on the Rated R. So stay tuned for that, where I will be back with the General Jerry Slaughter and the Wizard, Stephen Osborne. Go support them on Aftermatch Wrestling. Look forward to doing predictions again with you guys. And good luck, champs, with your titles. But anyway, going off topic. So he introduces us to the show, and we get right into it. And of course, we have our announced team of Vic Joseph, Aiden English, and Nigel McGinnis introducing us. But Vic Joseph also discloses something that Drake Maverick has been talking about on social media, besides something else we won't talk about. He talks about bringing a surprise in a 205 Live, and that we're going to see it tonight. So before that, we get into our first match of the night, because the Fatal 4-Way did not take the entire hour / 50 minutes, according to the network. We get, of course, Jack Gallagher, who continues to deliver on 205 Live every week in matches, but he's trying to figure out himself and find his footing. He's been on a bit of a losing streak. So he's just waiting, and we're trying to find out his opponent. Live experience, Cindy. What did you think about that surprise? Now, before you speak, I think I personally spoke with you on a 205 Live episode about bringing Chad Gable on 205 Live, and you wasn't sure about that. What do you have to say now, and what were your thoughts on that?
I know. I think we did cover it when we were talking about when we covered 205 Live Matters about the whole superstar shakeup during that week, and then I think it was either you or Owen, I think, and it's like possibly bringing Chad Gable. I was like, I doubt it's gonna happen. But then, lo and behold, his entrance music hit, and I had to record the entrance. I was like, what the hell? Immediately when I saw Chad Gable coming out and send Aaron Riff the super chat donation saying breaking news, Chad Gable's in 205 Live, and plus a little jab to the team, No DQ Elite, because of what they said about 205 Live. But I digress.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry, but
no, you're good.
Love you. But anyway, well, he came out, and I was trying to think back, and then good brother Chris did send me a message. He's like, I told you Chad Gable's going to be 205 Live. I was like, God dang it. And I did discuss on that. Yeah, and I remember you guys, we discussed it. Good brother Chris discussed it on the private chat with me. Like, I don't see Chad Gable to be on 205 Live because, I feel that he's going to be chasing for just one of the title. But then again, because of the whole superstar shakeup that's happening, and plus we have that wild card bullcrap that's been going on, it's like there's
get real. It's the Roman card. We all know this is not going to lead to nothing but putting Roman Reigns over by next year's WrestleMania. It's complete bullshit. The brand split might as well be dead. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, so coming out and facing Jack Gallagher, that was like pretty much surprised. There was like some pop from like the live crowd too, and then my coworker right next to me was like, "Why is Chad Gable doing here?" I was like, "I think he's like a new member of 205 Live, or is it part of the wild card?" Because just remember, wild card is still a fact no matter what, if it's in the main roster or in NXT or in 205 Live whatsoever. So
That
that
is
was
true.
like that was like a pretty much a huge surprise, especially from the live viewpoint audience. And then watching on the network, you can see there's like a little bit of like a pop of surprise, but like in the live, it was like, what the hell, and blah blah blah. So
Right, because everyone knows Chad Gable, formerly the tag partner of the glorious Bobby Roode / Robert Roode. I
mhm.
did like how they did talk about the one accolade he does have that I believe no one else had. He's Triple Crown Tag Team Champion. He's been
Mhm.
NXT Tag Champ, SmackDown Tag Champ, and Raw Tag Champ. He's covered all the tag titles.
That's right. And he was in the Olympics like years
Yes, a
ago
former
too.
Olympian. Aiden English put him over hugely by Nigel McGuinness. He says, we don't need more talent on 205
Ah,
Live. We need to look at
yep.
the current talent and handle that situation. But as the match went on, I think Nigel McGuinness got more into this because this was a really great back and forth bout.
Agree. More
What were
collegiate
your
wrestling.
moments from? What were your moments and takeaways from this match?
The takeaway is that this is a lot of collegiate wrestling that we've been all waiting for quite a while now. From the live audience perspective, a lot of people are like, some of them were into the crowd, except for that one lady next to me keep rambling about, is Jack Gallagher from England? I was like, lady, he's from Manchester, England. I guess
Man,
she doesn't
Julian.
watch. Yep, I'm guessing she doesn't watch 205 Live, but I digress. Um, it was a slow start from the audience viewpoint for
Right.
that because silent a little bit, but then when it started to get on with like a lot of those submission holds, that's when a lot of people has been like getting really into, especially Jack Gallagher doing the invertical suplex to
Good
Chad
Lord.
Gable. I was like, holy crap. I guess I kind of catch it up on my Instagram story highlight of that part, but I think I did, but like mostly I only record like just one like 10 seconds clip of it and that's it. But I
Yeah,
did.
and that makes sense because, as you know, you're not supposed to record the content and share it on
But
social
yeah, you have
media.
a lot of people are still like recording via social media. You have some of the WWE superstar reposted on their social media page, like as long as like less than 10 seconds of it. So it's like,
And
oh,
shout out to Bailey, who says she supports 205 Live.
oh yeah,
Appreciate her even more now.
that's our North Cal favorite wrestler.
Don't look
But
about it, but
yeah, so
anyway, continue.
yeah, I feel that was like one of the takeaways of the match. But the finisher, however, people were like confused a little bit that that match ended in a count out.
Yes.
And I was like blown away. It's like already this match is already over because Jack Gallagher almost made it to the ring, and then of course the referee's like 10. Chad Gable won.
Right, but as you
Uh,
know, the key thing is your whole body needs to get
mm,
under the rope, not only a limb. It was only like a
yeah,
portion of his right side that got into the ring, thus count out victory. And of course, Checo was like, he didn't want to win like that. He really wanted to continue, but like, this is what it is. And Jack Gallagher gave him
exactly.
the nod.
Yeah,
So the curious thing from here for me is where does Jack Gallagher go from here? This has got to be like what his fourth loss in a row. Not to mention he recently was on NXT UK and lost there too under also controversial. Well, actually no, this wasn't controversial. This was just body failed him. In
exactly.
NXT UK, his body was clearly underneath the bottom rope, but the rest was obstructed. But I'll leave that more talking to the NX team and the Tea Party, which of course Europe obviously. But yeah, as far as this match goes, man, this match was very impressive to me. Of course, it was a filling out process. Both men jockeying for control. They're sharing like cheap jabs at each other with the waves and stuff like that. And eventually we get a pushed figure four, a leg lock, and then a couple of waves again. And there was a nice escape into an arm drag. Well done by Jack Gallagher. And then there was really a test of strength where both men basically locked knuckles and were exchanging pinfalls. Chad Gable remained control for the fourth portion of it, but eventually Jack Gallagher, he gained momentum. Both men flipped through. Both men's shoulders were down the mat. Then both men
Hmm.
bridging up, still maintaining entire control over each other's wrists. Incredibly impressive until a deep arm drag into an arm bar basically countered all that. Then we got a bit of a botch, I feel like. Chad Gable going for something off the corner, and I think he slipped or something like that. Maybe he's trying to do a slide through. But I think at this point in the match, Chad Gable had a minor botch. And I think the crowd will realize that too. By the way, folks, not one time this night did the crowd chant CM Punk, AEW, or this is boring, unlike Raw or SmackDown Live at times. But I digress. That's why I was staying online for fucking 30 minutes on each show. Anyway, following that, though, we get a deep submission with some deep joint manipulation.
Yep.
Jeez, I guess he's taking lessons from Pete Dunne. Jeez, Jack Gallagher.
Lord.
And this is after, of course, he capitalizes doing some harsh, heelish tactics when he throws Chad Gable into the steps. And we get a near count out here. Gable gets in the ring at 9. His entire body makes it through, so it counts. And then following this, we got a combination really of uppercuts, a backslide, and then a diving headbutt. Almost, I thought was a low blow, but I guess it was just above because the ref didn't call for the DQ. From my vantage point, I think Jack may have pushed himself a little low, but I think, again, he's just trying to get a win because he hasn't got a win in weeks. And then following this, you're right. The biggest thing of this match, I feel that really helped the crowd wake up. It's like, look at this feat of strength. How long is he going to stay there? Take a picture, record it. 28 seconds I counted. He had Chad Gable just suspended vertically, constantly looking at it too. Extremely impressive maintaining control and just drops him vertical suplex into a near fall. A couple of hours later, we get a couple of, as you said, Chad Gable, former Olympian. He pulls out his Olympic grappling here. Get a couple of nice bellies and then a beautiful dragon suplex into the ring. Chad Gable really showcased why he belongs in 205 Live here. He brings a whole different, unique amateur wrestling background to this roster of already dynamic talent. So, on this, we get, of course, ankle locks, but Kurt Angle was smiling at that. I would love to hear Kurt Angle's reaction.
I bet.
Transition to a Fujiwara armbar, but not fully extended. Jack Gallagher, of course, the wear and tear of the match. Then we get a Tiger Driver with a roll through into a bridge, one of Chad Gable's staples, where he truly shows his strength and his just versatility with his body. Still wasn't enough, though, got a near fall. And then we get a wicked lariat from Jack Gallagher. Turns freaking Chad Gable inside out after he goes for of course, his gentleman's drop kick. But then we go to the outside of the ring, and he goes for a suicide headbutt. But then he gets caught, and Chad Gable suplexes to the floor, which eventually leads to Gable getting in the ring for the 10 count, and Gable gets his first win via count out. Very close, I might add.
Yeah.
205 Live. So I really hope this isn't a one-off. I really do hope that he is part of the 205 Live roster, but like you said, and even the commentary enforced this, wild card, bullshit.
Oh, God.
This could have been a one-time thing. We might get more dynamic matches like this. I don't know, but I personally believe, and I still stand by this when I originally predicted it, Chad Gable belongs on 205 Live. He can bring a lot to the brand. And I think this opening match proved it. So I can't wait to see more of this. But as far as Jack Gallagher goes, I don't know what you can do with the guy at this point. This has got to be his 4th loss in a row. I don't think he's going to go like on an Instagram spiritual journey like Drew did to figure out himself. And I don't think he's also going to go to NXT UK permanently. But it is very curious and interesting to see where he goes from here. Because he needs something. Because wins and losses do matter in 205 Live. Drake Maverick proves that.
Exactly.
He talks about that. Segue into our next segment with 2 of your personal favorites. Following this, we go into Drake Maverick's office. And basically, who comes in? Mike and Maria Kanellis. And Mike is furious, saying that last week I asked you, begged you, to put me up against the best cruiserweights because I don't want to be content. So you bring in Chad Gable, but you put him against Jack Gallagher, and Drake's just like, this is a great match. And then following that, he's like, what has Jack Gallagher done to deserve that match? What did any of these 4 men done to deserve a chance at the cruiserweight title match that I didn't? And then Drake, he comes and says, what have you done since you've been here? All you've done is complain. And then we get a little bit of foreshadowing of another story developing in 205 Live when he talks about, and don't think I'm not aware of what you and Maria's status is. Now, he didn't say, you know, as far as the brand goes, but he says on social media because between Drake Maverick as GM, this brand and the outlook, me being Cruiserweight Champion, our future in question, Drake didn't particularly refer to any of that. He just said, I just seen your status on Twitter in general. Then Maria, she comes in the phone and says that we want you to be a GM that's present. And maybe so much you don't need to worry about us. Maybe you need to worry about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cindy, I ask you this question. What do you see coming out of this segment, and what do you think Drake meant as far as Mike and Maria's status on social media?
They're probably talking about the cryptic tweet about like how many days they got left because there has been a lot of reports of like, about their contract is with WWE or what Maria Kanellis teased, their gym membership contract is almost up. So there has been a lot of cryptic reports lately. Maria Kanellis has actually been posting a lot of like stuff on her Instagram page regarding like her she used to have a merge with on Pro Wrestling T to working with Ring of Honor, New Japan, and other independent wrestling promotions in the past. So it's like there's like a lot of has been like a cryptic tweak, like what is the status for it? However, I can understand like where Mike and Maria are coming from, especially when they mention about Drake. Maria mentioned about to Drake that he needs to be more present because all Drake is just focused on is that freaking 24/7 title. He has been posting on social media, and he has that shirt say Maverick 24/7. So you can see that there has been a lot of tension going on with not just Mike and Maria, but also everybody in 205 Live, which we're definitely going to get into a little bit more. We're going to talk about Noam Dar as well,
Yep.
because I feel that it is going to be something to bring up on the Simple Stand in just a few minutes about this whole frustration, but you could tell like these are the prime example of another cruiserweight competitor and the lovely manager that is really like not happy of how it's stated from Drake Maverick. Even though he's trying his best to focus on more on 205 Live than on the 24/7 title.
Right. And truth
Yeah,
be told, from a writing standpoint, it's Vince that's driving his role in the 24/7 picture. But as far as we see it, we're like, stick to 205 Live.
mm-hmm.
I can see this definitely being written as a story to write him off as GM, even if it's just for a little while, like a vacation
Exactly.
or a sabbatical or something, and
Yeah,
Maria might take over. And then you're right, the cryptic tweets with the emojis about waving, and yeah, 3 weeks and counting. You're right. Is it their contract? Is it just a gym
mm-hmm.
membership? Are they saying something else? Is someone else coming aboard in their fold? We don't know. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
interesting dynamics to think about here. Speaking of which,
Exactly.
you, of course, were watching on the Titantron with the live crowd. What was the
Yes.
live crowd's response to this promo and the end of the Jack Gallagher Chad Gable match when they saw the replay?
Well, they were like pretty surprised about the replay at the end, and they were hoping that we'll get the match continue on. But like as soon as when they play on the Titantron, it was just silent. That's it.
That makes sense because you don't know what's going to go on at this point, and you have a few people talking about the match, and you have other people like, is it over? Because
Yeah.
they don't know what they're watching, and so ready to go home. That whole thing about 205 Live crowds, you have the entire dynamic. It's not like 100% full-fledged wrestling fans. You have the sports entertainment, and then you have the people that need to go home and take care of the kids. So I can
Mhm.
understand it from all those points too, especially with being the school night, depending on where you are, taking summer classes, blah blah blah.
True.
But
Final exam,
as far as
graduation.
yeah, and I've had issues where it comes to hearing stuff through the Titantron,
Yeah.
like audio and stuff like that. Did you have that issue at all?
Yeah, we do have a little bit of an issue of it as well. Well, keep in mind, it depends on like where you're sitting because I was sitting on the box seat with just chairs and tables, and thank God I has a power outlet. Yay. Just digressing. Yeah. And it all like I say, it depends on like where you're going to be sitting if you're having a hard time hearing. Now for me, I can hear it just okay.
Yeah.
But the only thing I cannot hear is when Shane McMahon speak because everybody was booing the hell out of me. But that's just SmackDown Live, and yeah.
Yeah, that's the bullshit I was referring to earlier. But I'll
Exactly.
leave that to the top out in their review. Anyway, so
Exactly.
moving on. Yeah, so moving on from there, we go into as you said, Noam Dar. But before that, we get a recap of what happened to him last week with the returning dark
Mm-hmm.
sadistic Drew Gulak, who literally attacks the man from behind, drives him to the steel steps, and then literally works on his recently repaired injured knee. Which of course leads Noam Dar to say, 205 Live doesn't care about their talent, and I feel very
Mm.
concerned about my environment. I think I might move to NXT UK permanently if things don't improve, to sum it up.
Yeah.
So, Noam Dar, of course, being this character, or maybe this is leaning more into maybe like a vote of no confidence type thing, or employee work area complaints. Once again, furthering the idea of Drake Maverick, are you a viable general manager for
Yep.
205 Live? And is he going to somehow maybe play and role with Mike Maria. I could see that happening. But what were your takeaways and thoughts on Noam Dar? Where you see him going from here?
Okay, so at first, I was having a little bit of trouble, like, listening to what No Arm Dancing because they did turn back the light on, and we have two of the local competitors, which we're going to talk about the next match.
Right.
So, but I did watch it on the no on the WWE Network on 205 Live because normally it's just for like what it is, what he said like in the network compared to like one live. And yeah, I can understand he's one of another cruiserweight wrestler that is pretty frustrated about what's going on in 205 Live with the whole Drake Maverick situation. And I don't blame him for, to make up his mind about like whether he wanted to go to NXT UK full time because he is doing a better job in NXT UK and he's doing a lot of matches with like some of the high profile talents, especially the one who are like in the top tier in the NXT UK division. And then with 205 Live, you have this whole situation with Drake Maverick and the 24/7 title. Like he feels it's like um, that Drake Maverick's not doing his job whatsoever. So you have another cruiserweight who is pretty frustrated of where is it going to lead to with Drake Maverick if he's not going to like step it up big time. I don't blame him. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next week because we're going to have a lot of questions and other thoughts in our mind after we get through the rest of the show.
Yep.
But before that, as you discussed, you, of course, saw live competitors come into the ring with no entrance, setting up for a tag team match with Nigel McGuinness, his favorite tag team ever.
Oh, yeah.
Two of your favorite boys representing one of your favorite WWE champions
Oh,
ever.
my God.
First people, 2017, dark year.
Mm-hmm.
The Singh brothers, Sunil and Sunir versus, apologies for this one, Dos Locales. But before the match actually gets started, we learned that officially next week it will be Lince Dorado and Graham Malik of the Lucha House Party versus the Singh brothers in a rematch. So we'll officially get that next week. That should be interesting considering what the LHP have been going through. But, I mean, what can you say about this match besides just the names and the pure banter between Aiden English and Nigel McGuinness and just the word "bully, bully, bully, bully" in their self-made boss car award? Cindy, you know a little bit more, of course, as you're the indie darling, as you're the indie queen. You know a little more about these two local competitors, Blanca Loda and the other guy. So why don't you tell me a little bit about them and give me your thoughts on this what they call it, tune-up match for the Singh brothers.
Okay, so I don't know about the other wrestler that wears the dark, like this grayish brown black ring gear.
The non-red guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the non-red guy. But the El Flaco Blanco, the wrestler with the white and red gear is actually one of the independent wrestlers that I've seen. I've seen him since early this year. And also last August as well. His name is Titus Alexander. He is one of the up and coming wrestlers. He's been wrestling for I'm gonna have to guess 2 to 3 years. Don't quote me on that. I know I still got to do a lot of research, but however, he is very well known in the West Coast independent wrestling region. Like he wrestles in California, Nevada, and Oregon, and also he's part of a local independent wrestling dynasty called the Ugly Dojo. Now, at first, that his dad, his name is Big Ugly JD Bishop, which of course that's him, and this is the show that I won back in March, Ugly Dojo Pro River City Rumble. He did say that wait until 205 Live for a surprise, and it was like on one of the posts about the former Yolo County Tag Team Champ, Dave Dutra and AJ Kirsch, which I did mark out big time. Like I said, I met those two. They're freaking awesome. And you may know AJ Kirsch as the voice of Buzz on WWE 2K19, and he's going to make an appearance on 2K20 as well, according to his social media page. But I digress. Now, I didn't know it was him until after 205 Live ended and the dark matches. I looked through social media. I was like, holy crap, that's him underneath the Lucha mask. I was like so happy for him. And all I can say is he did a very fantastic job for what is he doing. Like when it comes to like wrestlers that I met or seen like in the independent region, you never know that they're gonna make it out big like one day at a time, one day to like top in pro wrestling can be in any company whatsoever.
I mean, you
And
can't go bigger than WWE, even if it's just a one-time showcase, just put over somebody else. So kudos to your guys. I thought they did okay.
right.
There
That's
was a
right.
little bit of fun banter,
Mhm.
and the dancing and all that type of stuff. But I mean, one of your
Yeah,
boys, they tried to slip in with a roll up, but then he eats a friggin' drop kick to the face and a spinning heel kick, and then it just went all downhill from there. As
that's
one was thrown
right.
into ring post,
Oh
and
yeah.
then, long story short, quick tags, quick offense. They end with the Bollywood blast, which is the top elbow
And then
drop across the knee. And as Nigel and you saw it on the network special, one fan was dancing. I was not.
yep.
Nigel
Mhm.
spinning in the chair doing this, but I guess the new fandangling. I don't know. They won their tune-up match, but hey, the
Yeah.
boys, they did what they had to do, and they
Mhm.
probably got a nice paycheck out of it too.
Exactly. They did an incredible job. Crowd reaction. They were pretty into it, into some of the match, even though we were all figuring out who are these wrestlers and whatnot. Like at first, I thought these two are coming from Pro Wrestling Revolution because they're known for lucha wrestling. Especially,
Right,
they're kind of like having like a working associate with CMML, also All Japan Pro Wrestling, and I think another independent wrestling company, which don't quote me on that. Sorry, Gabe. But
I'm still
um,
learning all the companies
but
and
like, but
names.
like once that like when you go dive deep to social media or especially like if you know that particular wrestler like in like your local community, that means that's when like you know like holy crap, did not know. So it is a huge surprise because honestly I was like still marking out with the whole AJ Kirsch, Dave Dutra from SmackDown Live, but like seeing Titus or El Flaco Blanco, Sam Driver, whatever. But but I could have been more proud of him. And I don't know who was the other competitor that is alongside with him. So I do apologize. You did an amazing job. So whoever you are, if I see you or met you, like you did a fantastic job no matter what. And I know that um, his I know his dad, Big Ugly, his brother, who's also an independent wrestler named Bronson Bishop too, Ugly Dojo Dynasty, by the way. Um, they could have been more proud too. And like I said, this is me as like a diehard independent wrestling fan. It's been an honor seeing him like, being in a WWE ring, even though it's just an enhancement match, but he did a really good job. And overall with that, it was a really fun match with the Singh brothers, especially going back to their Bollywood boys gimmick. I mean, that was their tag name before they aligned with, of course, Jinder Mahal. Go figure.
Your favorite WWE champion ever.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah, the
Yeah.
bottom line, folks, from this entire segment, take this statement. Support your local independent wrestling, because that's where it all starts.
That's right.
Simple as
Support
that.
independent wrestling. And you could get it at
In
West
general.
Coast Device. I mean, West
But
Coast Design. Sorry, West Coast
I'll put a
Design.
description
Sorry,
in the
Steve.
video on my simple YouTube channel to that store in case you all
Yeah,
want to look at their stuff. It's
that's right.
good stuff.
That's right.
It's good shit.
Wrestling slash West Coast Design. There you
Yes.
go.
There you go. It's good shit. And that's
Yeah,
not Mr. Man talking. That's just a simple wrestling fan talking.
that's
Anyway,
and
okay.
for independent wrestling, that's coming in Sacramento. So just saying.
There you go. I might check some out in Toronto. Going off topic.
With no
So
DQ.
yeah, this was fun in general. And again, Sing Bars being showcased at their finest at wrestling, giving you an idea of what they bring also from an entertainment standpoint. So good on them. I think it was good all around. Anyway, nice filler. So following this, we got a nice little short interview from Sheriff Schreiber interviewing who else? The champion, Tony
Yep.
Nese. And basically, Tony Nese, he congratulated Drake on making a decision, but in the end, just put this in perspective though, he did say he wanted Tozawa because Tozawa would push him to his limits. That's what he expected to come from him. He sees him as the workhorse of the division. Hard to argue. But then he talked about each competitor. Only Lorcan, the hard hitter, Roberto Carrillo, the high flyer, and Drew Gulak,
Mm-hmm.
dark and calculated. But he's been in the ring with him and is well aware of him. And right now, he believes that losing to him is why Drew left. He might be right because that was literally the last match he had before leaving 205
Mm-hmm.
Live to who knows what.
Yep.
Anyway, he says that he's tired of being on the sidelines. He's ready to defend. He wants to prove why he's champ and why he's the premier athlete. So he doesn't care who wins. He just wants somebody declared. And that's that. So I think short, sweet, simple promo. Not much more you can take away from that. But boy, oh boy, could you take away from this match?
Oh my God.
I got a page of notes from this match.
Yes.
You saw it live, you felt it live, you heard it live, and you interpreted the crowd live. Give me your live experience of this match.
Oh man, let me go ahead and take a long sip of tea because this is gonna be excited to talk about.
Ah, jeez.
Okay, when did Roberto Carrillo started to attack Drew and Oni? That's when the crowd started to pop. Like everybody was so invested to this match. It's like you don't want to like leave for a piss break or leave just for like just to go home or whatever. This is the match that made it happen. And man, the crowd has been hyping up big time. A lot of great moments, a lot of high flying tackling from Roberto Carrillo, which I gave him so much props for him to do. Orly Loken with his striking ability, especially like so many uppercuts. Like, and even when Stefan and Jerry were talking about during the NXT UK about like, you know, when Eli Dragovic, which I don't know how to pronounce him, whatever, did like the uppercut finisher, and they say like the uppercut, hopefully they better not do like the uppercut like, you know, as part of like an overplay signature. And I mentioned about the super kick as well, but I digress. Go ahead and check out NXT UK, NXT Tea Party review, y'all. So I digress. So Orly Logan did an impressive job with the uppercut. Drew Gulak coming out, you know, being dark as ever. I was surprised he's not coming out to his robe anymore. I'm used to it, but you know, he has like a different dark mentality for that, and you know, he is in it for a fight. And with Akira Tozawa, you know, he is hungry just to be the number one contender as well. So a lot of high flying ability where everybody, thank freaking God, chanted 205. It was actually like in my section, but also in the lower crowd section. I've been chanting 205 so loud you can hear it all around the arena too. Despite the empty, like, you know, despite there has been some empty seats here and there, but you know, there's still a lot of crowd like chanting 205 live, and like it's still making it more of a packed house event. Now, I did watch it live. Commentary has been very solid. One of the highlight I would say is I would say is like when Orly Lorcan strike Akira did strike Akira Tozawa, and then Drew Gulak. I think he flipped over Akira Tozawa. Sorry, it's been like a blur. It was an amazing experience. And then you saw Roberto Carrillo starting to do his dive, you know, off the apron, almost hit the commentary table. And, you know, like I said, everybody's doing 205 live chant again and again. Like, I would say they've been chanting 205 live 3 times total. And I think as I stated on my Instagram story highlight, when Akira Tozawa did his senton,
Top row senton.
top row senton, thank you. I stated, this is why hashtag 205 Live matters. So it is a pretty cool moment, including my coworkers like, 205 Live matters. Like, yes, you gotta, this is what it's all about. And it was really amazing. We're going to save it the best for last about the, you know, the ending, and I'll talk about that. Go ahead, Noah. Let's talk about some of the highlights.
Gee. Okay, so let's talk first about the entrance, because at first the entrance there was a little bit of psychology there.
Mm-hmm.
The entrance to me, and that was Drew Gulak. If you notice, like you said, no robe, no hand, no doing anything, specialist. He looks up at his time trying to be like, no. So he literally, it looks like he's just reformed himself, invented himself. I wouldn't be surprised if he just had an all-black Titantron with just white lettering now, because he probably wants that changed. And then again, he probably doesn't even care about that. They also highlight how he's going to have, at the time, you know, until I was recorded for NXT, how Drew Gulak in another universe is also facing another submission specialist, one of the best in the world, Kushida.
Mm-hmm.
No
True.
doubt. And my God, that match was amazing too. Go check out what's
Oh,
in it.
that's right.
Anyway, following that, we also get Only Lorcan coming in. They also mentioned how he's bringing back a match from NXT Takeover Chicago too, but also two of the best tag teams in NXT in WWE. He and his boy Danny Burch were going to face Undisputed Era. Also on that same episode. What a loaded episode. What a loaded Wednesday it was. Just
Oh, yeah.
my God. Anyway, moving on from there, though, we go right into the match. Ding, ding. What happens immediately? Drew Gulak drop kick and takes out Carrillo. Humberto, though, he regains some early control and a furious combination with him being caught off a freaking springboard by Oni and Drew, only to get a kick and a moonsault in there with a back elbow strike, cover on Gulak. Yeah, just, show him what Carrillo can do and how well he knows Gulak. Following this, though, Oni, he gets a drop kick in to a cover. There was so much back and forth. Every man showing up what they could do, jockeying for control, jockeying for covers. You had strange bedfalls at times, making alliances that were ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Akira then plants, he does deadlifts on Carrillo, Oni, and Gulak in that order. Of course, he does the fake out jab to Gulak, one of my favorite moves. Plants him, and then we get a couple kicks to a cover. No. Then Oni comes in. He chops the hell out of Carrillo and Akira. And then we get a vicious uppercut to Drew Gulak. And Carrillo, he comes out of nowhere, out of midair, and also gets uppercutted. Oni's now in control.
Yeah.
And Gulak comes in to help inadvertently Oni Lorcan, who lifts Akira Tozawa, only to flapjack him, it looks like, in Oni Lorcan, who gives him an uppercut to his freaking spine. Only for Drew to go for the cover, which brings us to the two heavy hitters of this match. This is basically a match of two matches, maybe three, I don't know. You had Drew Gulak and Only Lorcan in the ring, duking it out with each other. Gulak, though, he gains control, and eventually it comes down to student and teacher rivalry here. Gulak and Carrillo. Gulak clothesline the hell out of Carrillo. Another cover. Nothing special.
That was a big pop from the audience, too.
Yeah, I mean, Gulak got major pops. Again, Gulak, for a better 205 Live, he is, in my opinion, the best on 205 Live and deserves to be champion.
Mm-hmm.
I love the guy. I love his style. I love how he invests himself. He's not only incredible in the ring, he's a great character. He knows how to keep himself relevant. Mad respect to him. Love to meet him one day. Anyway, following this, we get Gulak maintaining control with his new physical offense. He brings in some intense suplexes on Carrillo for a cover. Nope. Then he plants Akira into a cover. Nope. Then he suplexes Carrillo again into a cover. No. Gulak maintains control for most of this portion of the match until the two agile high flyers and endurance makers, Carrillo and Tozawa, they team up against the Dark Crew Gulak, and basically they just work on him. And then there's an inadvertent Irish whip carrying Only Lorcan's momentum into Gulak, who's sitting in the corner. This takes out both Oni and Gulak, where both men simultaneously take turns covering Oni Lorcan, only for them to just get, he runs out of the ring, and now we're just down to these two. Akira and Carrillo, they fight up. They give us a super kick showcase, roundhouse kick, super kicks, dual super kicks to Gulak, who comes into play, as both men can't stand this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And Tozawa super kicks Carrillo, only for Oni to come in and pull up a half and half on Carrillo, but no. It's on Gulak, and then we get another cover, and then everybody's just doing crazy nonsense. And on this cover is the first beta pop you said, where Tozawa's on the top rope and drops a senton bomb on Only Lorcan's spine, breaking the cover. 205 Live chance. Then
205, 205, 205.
I love when I hear that. I love it. Look, here's the thing. Let me pause for a moment. It's one thing for the wrestlers to get the audience into it. It's another thing for the audience to let the wrestlers bring them into it. It's a give and go system. It's supply and demand. You both need to give if you want to get. So mad respect to you and that audience.
You're welcome.
Major props and chants during that main event.
You're very
sure
welcome.
as hell deserved it. One of the best main events of the whole week. The first real main event we actually had that was enjoyable and not predictable by any.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I digress. Moving on for this match. All four men are on the apron. Oh, God, something's going to happen here. And basically, we get Gulak attempting to suplex Only Lorcan to the floor from the apron, only to fight out. But then you get Humberto Carrillo and Akira Tozawa fighting. Humberto goes over the corner. So agile. Lands on the other side of the ring post. Nothing. Then jumps up to the top. What does he do? A freaking missile drop kick.
Yep.
Drew Gulak takes him off the apron. Then Akira Tozawa with what they call the tumbleweed roll. I just call it a running senton bomb as Gulak just lumbers to the barricade off that missile drop kick. Freaking Akira takes him out, just literally throwing his body into Drew Gulak. And then following this, we get freaking Carrillo coming over the top rope, taking out only Lorcan, nearly crashing into the announce table, like you said. More 205 Live chance, and crank it up. This is awesome. And as you say, this is why 205 Live matters, I think at this time. Vic Joseph literally says, this is indeed awesome. This is what 205 Live is all about. Then following this, finally get back in the ring with the two, endurance makers, like to call it, Carrillo and Akira. Both men just jockeying for position here. Carrillo, he pulls out a handstand springboard suplex. Very interesting move. Cover, still didn't beat him. Only Lorcan comes out of nowhere like a freaking raging fireball. No wonder he's called the Fury. With a double blockbuster. Takes both men down. Only for Drew Gulak to come into play. And why do people do this? Do not grab Oni's chin and slap him in the face.
No.
But I guess it didn't matter here because both men were just chomping and slapping the hell out of each other. Neither man freaking gaining momentum. And then Drew Gulak, he goes for 3 clothesline attempts. Only Lorcan running the ropes back and forth, only to go over the top and take out freaking Akira Tozawa and Humberto Carrillo. And I was like, this is insane. And like, what the hell? Oh, well, this actually makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Blue comes out, no DQ. You want to be mad, but you can't. There's no rules. Aya Davari whacks him in the back with a chair. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God, yeah. I remember when I was surprised he came out, halfway through the ramp, I was like, oh my freaking God, no. And I was face palming hard.
You forgot about last week, didn't you? Apparently, he did not. Anyway, so now we're down to 3 men technically, but 2 men, they come back to the ring. It's Akira and Carrillo jogging for position in the corner, top rope. Obviously, someone's going for a high-risk maneuver. But who comes out of nowhere, Gulak, who just basically takes Carrillo out of the match permanently, pushes him from the top rope all the way to the floor. I'm pretty sure Carrillo hit the barricade jaw first. He was out of commission for good right next to Nigel McGuinness. Which brings us down to this long-standing rivalry since I don't know when. Gulak and Akira Tozawa.
Yep.
Both men jogging for position, but Akira bringing in the Bushido, that fighting spirit. 22 punches I counted to the freaking back. Freaking insane.
Thanks
Only
for
Gulak to counter and capitalize with a wicked headbutt. Then somehow Gulak pulls off his now newly traditional superplex for both men to tie each other up. And we get a count 1, 2, 3. Who the hell wins? Something like
that was
what the fuck?
That was so confusing because they showed on the replay on the big Titantron screen.
And 3 different angles, I might.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he has his shoulder down. Like, no way, he has his shoulder down. It confused the hell out of not only myself, but also my coworker and his dad, too. Like, we were trying to debate, who had the shoulder down. I said it was Tozawa who had the shoulder down, therefore it should be Drew Gulak.
No, I say Drew had the...
Yeah.
No, I say Akira had his shoulders down. See, you and I even are opposite.
Yeah, we're going to be debating. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, continue, because that's where people are starting to get confusing, but at the same time, they let them fight.
Yeah, I was like, restart the match. It wouldn't surprise me if some of the crowd there yelled at,
or
yelled at. And we get the replay 3 angles, and even the commentary is confused by this. You get one ref coming out here like, oh, I saw his shoulders down. You got the official ref of the match like, no, his shoulders were down. Then Drake Maverick coming to play, ask them both. We get the replay 3 times, and it's like, we don't know what's going on. And also, right before this, Tony Nese is watching too. I can only imagine what's running through his mind.
It didn't show on the Titantron, honestly, in the live. It only showed on the network, but not live.
Yeah, I know they don't do that at the live. That'd be too weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and the crowd, like you said, they chant restart the match, and I think you said that they chanted rock, paper, scissors
when the credit rolls.
We need a number 1 contender. This is ridiculous. Now I have so much more to figure about now, and there's so many cliffhangers as to Drake Maverick overall stance as GM and how he handles the situation.
Exactly.
Versus being, basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Grievous against by freaking Mike and Maria Kanellis and Nolan Dar. And I'm sure Hart's going to have something to say too. Because he probably still thinks he should be number one contender as well. I have no idea what's
Exactly.
going to happen.
And once 205 Live was off the air, Drake Maverick was like standing there and it's like, oh, screw it. And then he got out of the ring. Nigel McGuinness left on his own, and then Vic Joseph and Aiden English, they were confronting him. Well, Akira Tozawa was like right behind him. I think they were like talking about what's going on and whatnot, like the whole match. And then once they were walking up to the ramp, and I did record it on my Instagram story, and I stated, "Thank you, Drake. Thank you for focusing on being the GM instead of the freaking 24/7 title. He did the right thing." And you can see like he was like in like stressed out, all that, while Aiden English and Vic Joseph, they're walking with him, trying to get him answers to him. And while Tozawa was like confused, he did ask the ref while walking up to the ramp before the dark match, started too. So it looks like it's like the whole to be continued situation. I'm happy Drake Maverick did his job as a GM, but at the same time, I just feel it needs a little bit more. Once the credit ended, once he got out of the ring, the crowd was not happy. It was like boo and stuff.
Yeah, you let the crowd wanting more, which is important because Raw and SmackDown Live, they don't do that. It's like, okay, good, it's over, thank God.
Exactly.
But it's like, I want more, but I don't want to wait for more. We need a freaking number one contender. We don't know who's going to face the champ. And we can probably talk about what we think is going to happen in the Simple Stance in a moment. But oh my gosh, what a freaking amazing main event. And what an episode, and lucky seeing that live you were. This was insane. And I love the fact the crowd was just reacted like, Akira won, yay, Drew Gulak, boo. But even so, there was mixed yeas and boos with Gulak because people respect Gulak.
Exactly.
I know people there actually know who Gulak is.
And they know who Orton Lorcan is.
Our original.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, this just left me baffled. You saw the voice reply I left in the freaking Team IndyDQ and 205 Live chat. I was like, damn it!
Yeah.
What do you do now? Okay, so we got one match made for next week, and next week's the go home, the freaking rematch clash. Yes, I know it's Stomping Grounds. No one gives a shit. Every match been seen before. This is the only match that matters because it's not going to be a redone repeat, I'm sure. Anyway, but I digress. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling on too much. Let's just do this. Sydney, you saw it live, so I'm sure this probably will impact you, but I gotta ask, what would you rate this week's episode of 205 Live out of 5?
Okay, so I'm not going to be biased or anything because I did watch it live, but also I did watch it on the network as well. I believe this episode was pretty good. I mean, Chad Gable debut on 205 Live, that was like really surprising. But at the same time, you have the wild card effect. You have Drake Maverick that's focusing more on being the GM than the fucking 24/7 title. And you have to drop the F word because you know how I feel about that. And then you have like...
This forum is unscripted, uncensored, and pure original. Be yourself.
Okay, yeah. And then you have Mike and Maria Kanellis frustrated as how Noam Dar frustrated as how Tony Nese was in the fence, and then of course like some surprises from like the enhancement talent that were facing against the same brothers, and then the incredible Fatal 4-Way match, which I believe that's going to be like in the top 25 list of best 205 Live matches of all time.
And stay tuned, folks, because I will be getting all Team Indy, all of all the 205 Live crew if I can. For that top 25. It'll be a special. Maybe it'll even be episode 50. I haven't decided yet.
Who knows?
If you want to contribute towards the top 25 best 205 Live cruiserweight matches of all time in WWE since 205 Live brand has been introduced, please leave a comment and let us know.
That's right.
Everything to continue.
So, as a viewer, and now the match is for that, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for this week's episode 205 Live. Not because I was live, but I did watch it in the network, how the commentary were on point, how they did promote some of the matches, and surprising moment as well. So, there you have it. I was very satisfied with this week's episode 205 Live as a viewer.
Excellent. Yeah. And,
incredible.
I completely agree.
And I just want to make it clear, 205 Live was more enjoyable than this week's SmackDown Live.
And you saw both live. That's bold.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So there's that comparison.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I mean, because I watch it every week, twice. I watch it first
Yeah.
as a fan, then I watch it as an analyst, being encouraged by you and other members of Team No DQ to start this form where I just be myself and talk this great brand and cruiserweight wrestling with great people like you. But anyway, and thank you everybody who supports this and watches every week too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, I gotta agree. I think I'm definitely gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because it left me wanting more. There's definitely at least two storylines coming out of this show. The main event, always delivered, always incredible. I know I say it every week, but it doesn't be wrong. I know I'm using inappropriate grammar. People will talk with emojis, so sue me. I don't give a damn. Anyway, every time 205 Live comes on every week, the main event, it never disappoints. It never feels redundant. It never feels overused, unlike other shows. And we had a great opener, and we had possibly a great new introduction to the 205 Live roster since they lost big
Mm-hmm.
names, which we'll get to shortly in Simple Stances. Stay tuned, folks. This episode's going to be a little longer because we got a live retrospective here, and we're going to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I have to agree because, the Singh brothers and your local boys, that was fun and stuff. But in the end, I still don't know who the number one contender is, and I want a definitive answer because I want next week to literally be the go home idea to the match. Because again, after next week, we got the friggin' Stomping Ground show.
Oh,
And the
Lord.
one match I truly am looking forward to and care about. So I want to know who's facing the champ. I don't want this made like over social media. And actually, I don't kind of want this being announced next week on Tuesday because you got no way after that to promote it because Raw and SmackDown don't give a damn.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. Anyway, folks,
Right on.
this match, it kicked me in high gear. It woke me up after a depressing Raw and SmackDown Live being ruled by the Omni Shane. And anyway, yeah. Okay. Whew. Let me calm down now. Okay, now we got through that review. Let's go ahead and have some simple fun now.
Yay. Simple.
Simple stances.
Yep.
So, Cindy, you haven't been on here for a while, but as you know, simple stances now, I like to just leave it in control of fans, social media, positive reaction, and of course, the crew like you. So I leave simple stances opener to you. What would you like to talk about tonight?
Okay, so since we're discussing about the whole frustration about, Jake Magrid being the general manager of 205 Live, but yet he's not like fully active because of the 24/7 title. And I know that whole 24/7 storyline is like getting out of hand, all this bullcrap like that. And then you already see like how Mike and Maria Kanellis, Noam Dar, Tony Nese, and others are like pretty much like, frustrated into their own opinion regarding Drake Magrid being the general manager.
Yes.
I just feel that what's going to happen next, if he's not going to make a deliberate decision, especially what's going to happen with, with 205 Live, that we're probably going to see like one of the authority kind of give Drake Maverick a demotion and then appointed someone to be quote unquote an interim GM. And of course, we're probably going to see either, well, actually, one person, Triple H coming out.
I'll take that.
Yeah, Triple H coming out to one of the episodes of 205 Live, and it say Drake Maverick will no longer be GM, or he's suspended, or take on a leave, or whatever the hell he'll think of, and then he'll appoint an interim GM. I know Maria has been vouching that she wanted to be the GM of 205 Live just to make it great. I mean, I think she's gonna be like a perfect addition to it too. Like she was in WWE, with the whole Diva Sir. She did backstage interview, and then she was a wrestler, and then now she's a manager.
He was also known as Dumb.
Mm-hmm. Of
according to her
course.
character. Just
Yep.
saying.
At least now she's smart, and she's a mom, and she has a husband, and she's married to, of course, one of the guy that's trying to make it big in 205 Live as well. So I can see that's gonna come in play, and it's just like with her role as like, quote unquote in charge of the knockouts when she was in Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
So I think, bringing like, her leadership role to 205 Live, I think it will be like pretty decent. But the question is, well, how the crowd is going to react to that as well. And are we going to be seeing any more changes lately? Because like I said, with the whole, Raw wild card situation that's in place, and we saw Chad Gable 205 Live debut, and then we have like other people like Drew Gulak that is like in NXT, and then Noam Dar from NXT UK, and so is Danny Burch. Ori Lorcan still in NXT with Danny Burch as well.
Correct.
it's all come in play too. So if that frustration continue, and I know Drake Maverick is trying his best to focus on being the GM instead of the 24/7, which that's the only time that he's more focusing is that than the freaking jobber title.
So basically, you're highlighting the GM storyline, how it might go. And that's your take on it if you were the writer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of like your idea of Triple H coming out and being like, Drake, you aren't focusing enough on this. Maybe you need some time away. If you want to do this, I'm going to leave you of your duties for now. I'm going to put in an interim. And obviously, he's not going to pick Baron Corbin, God help us.
Oh, God, no.
Anyway, I kind of like that idea, but I actually feel like it would be more appropriate and probably would be more like, I don't know, maybe enforced more as something to really follow. If this happened, for example, even at Stomping Grounds. Let's think about this. We don't know the direction of the Cruiserweight title picture. We've already seen kind of a screwy opener finish on this week's episode, and then we have a basically up in the air finish from this main event, and he's already been tirade. That was the word I was looking for. By Noam Dar, Mike, and Maria Kanellis. Others are sure to follow. When it's probably already followed. So
yeah, exactly.
If the match he represents at Stomping Ground, which better take place on the main card, doesn't deliver according to Triple H's expectations for this division, which of course Triple H still leads creative-wise, thankfully, then I can see Triple H coming out during the actual Stomping Ground show itself, or even a backstage segment, and be like, okay, you have, obviously, your priorities are not situated here. I'm going to appoint someone in your place. In comes out of nowhere, Maria Kanellis, and we get that scolding stare down between Drake and Mike. And then the following Tuesday night, you have Maria introduce herself and talk about how she's going to set up, like, I don't know, a gauntlet match or something for the Cruiserweight title. And then you saw introduced in the fold Mike in the title picture. Now, necessarily, I don't see, obviously, Maria giving Mike the title. I don't see her doing that. But I see her giving him the opportunities more.
Yes.
Which could potentially lead to a bigger setup of a Cruiserweight title match between Mike and whoever the champ might be. Whether it's Tony, whether it's Sarah, whether it's Drew, whether it's Lee Brian Kendrick, you name it. I don't know. She also might bring in some former names she might know, some former connections, to either be like, another hand or something like that. It would be extremely interesting if Drake came in time and time, looked at this brand, and then working with Maria as a partner, EC3.
Yeah, that's true.
Back to when EC3 and Drake Maverick, they were in a boss and employee partnership back in Impact, but it would also be kind of like, you saw a little foreshadowing in the elevator scene where EC3 and Drake, they were sharing banter as well.
Yes.
You also know how they tried to do the EC3 and Drake setup according to a dark match setup, and it didn't work out. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics I can see here, but the bottom line is this. I could see Maria becoming GM, possibly promoting the Cruiserweight title to be more involved and more showcased on Raw and SmackDown Live. On a very lackluster lately Raw and SmackDown Live that can use this to their advantage, but it also can help 205 Live as well. So that's the way I can see it unfolding. And as far as when Drake Maverick could become GM again, I think you push all the way out to a Survivor Series. And you do literally Team Drake versus Team Maria.
Yeah, and he can finally wrestle.
Well, not necessarily. He may not even wrestle, but he might get involved because he'll be the captain. But this could lead to an interesting angle where he could physically get involved and even attack Mike.
Yes, let's just hope with that it better not be on a kickoff pre-show.
Oh, you mean like that freaking, tag. The bottom line, 205 Live matters, the talent matters, and they are literally giving you more than what Raw and SmackDown Live does. They are worthy of nothing less but main card. Make them the opener, okay? Give the crowd a hot start because you obviously ain't doing it now according to ticket sales. Yeah, I'm going to go business now. Oh, yeah, ticket sales. They're really doing great on Stomping Grounds, right? Have you seen the freaking seating map? They're just going to freaking sell seats by cheap through planters and freaking just fill the stadium with their own little camera magic. But no one gives a damn about Stomping Grounds right now.
Yep.
There's nothing but rematches. You really think these results are going to be different than Super Showdown held in country?
Blood money.
Yeah. It's pointless. I almost don't give a crap about this show. But
exactly.
So, great opener idea there. So, yeah, GM storyline and how it might unfold. There's our takes, people. Take it what it's worth or fantasy book it yourself. Love to hear your thoughts. All right. let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the 205 Live roster and the wild card rule, as you put it. I
Yep.
feel like it's something we talk about every week, but the more that it gets talked about, the more that it gets involved, and we saw how it evolved with Chad Gable now on here. Let's just think about who could be next as far as wild card goes, okay? Who else can fit the 205 Live weight limit and also can bring a unique dynamic to 205 Live? So, Cindy, I know Chad Gable was definitely a shocker to you. You were probably like, gee, I think I know what the surprise is. Wasn't expecting that, but I'm curious. What did you think the surprise was before Chad Gable, and who do you really want to see, at least wild card, if not just once, 205 Live?
I was thinking someone from NXT, like someone like Raul Mendoza or Albert Hardy Jr.
Yeah, we haven't heard much of Albert Hardy Jr., but then again, NXT is so deep right now. They're still figuring out their creative direction. And think about this. I'm going off top. Raw and SmackDown Live have gotten so bad. A lot of times people weren't even there because they're handling other responsibilities more important than that show, or they don't play in part of that
Exactly.
show. Triple H is literally writing, and I'm hashtag spoiler free, but I read this. He's literally been writing 8 episodes of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as we know, NXT Toronto's already set up. I have no idea what the card is.
Same here.
But at least he's focusing on a more wrestling passionate, driven product that he actually cares about. And others care about too, including the roster. But I digress. Yeah, let's see here. Wild card. You know, I keep thinking that NXT and NXT UK, but I really wonder who from Raw or SmackDown Live could really use going down there. I mean, you got Tyler Breeze in NXT. I almost want to see Fandango on 205 Live now that I think about it. He says he wants to be a more serious competitor. He's already done the comedy shtick, and if you don't believe me, go check out his latest video on, I think it's WWE or WPC, one of those channels. WPC is worth checking out more than WWE channels sometimes, though, because it's real. Damn real. Anyway, I feel like he wants to become like, a serious contender. He wants to win his first singles championship, a real singles championship. Why not go after one of the most sought after titles in WWE that is actually valued, the Cruiserweight title? I can see him having great one-on-one encounters, even during the London tours with people like Mark Andrews or the man with 3 names, Flash Morgan Webster. When I don't know what.
Kenny Williams.
Yeah, Tracy Williams. Wait.
Kenny.
Oh, Kenny Williams. Sorry, I got my blood in mind. I'm thinking about Best in the World, a pay-per-view, not some Shane shit. But I digress. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would like to see Fandango on 205 Live, actually. And as far as his next match, maybe Noam Dar would probably be my first setup. But I also want to think about this. Wild card reverse. There's a certain wrestler who stated, I can wrestle. Is anyone besides me against Cedric Alexander coming back to 205 Live? Because Tyler of No DQ, TJS, he posted something very interesting in the chat. Elevator, above it, 3 years ago. Where was Cedric Alexander? In the Cruiserweight Classic, still in the show against Kota Ibushi. Look where he is now. Yes, those clips. They are getting more views than anything else in WWE in recent times. Why do you think that is? Because people are easy to entertain. It's not easy to put together a wrestling match. But like Moxley says, if you want an entertainer, hire an actor. Cedric is not an actor. He's a professional wrestler. I honestly want to see Cedric Alexander come back to 205 Live. I feel like Buddy Murphy, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I feel like there is a spot for him on the main roster because they can do something with him and his connection with Alexa Bliss, for example. Or put him up against Aleister Black, who's still looking for a fight to the point to open the door. I would say Aleister Black, but he's over the weight limit.
Exactly.
I think they bring back Cedric Alexander to 205 Live as well. And what a freaking, I can just imagine the pop that would be because people know who this guy is. But all right. Well, anything else on your mind? I think we pretty much got our excitement, our thoughts, our grievances, and our passion out. So, Cindy, anything else? Is that a good way to close?
I just wanted to bring one last thing. What Good Brother Chris did mention is the state of WWE, because nowadays you got a lot of people are now turning away with the main roster because of the current creative situation and booking. I feel that 205 Live, but also with NXT, are pretty much suffering enough too, because it's part of the WWE banters, you know. But then you have like, the people
you're
that
talking
like,
a festering effect.
yes,
So you believe that Raw and SmackDown Live can negatively impact the viewership and the outlook of the three brands of power, basically.
yes,
Well, I kind of almost feel your same concern if it wasn't for this. Raw and SmackDown Live, they are not on the network.
mm-hmm.
NXT UK, 205 Live, they are on the network. They are in a safer environment that more people may not be aware of. But if you promote it more, not just for the pay-per-views, but if you promote like, you know, this content that's on here, I can see these actually prospering and maybe helping WWE rise up. I think about it like this. A good friend of mine, Jen, on Facebook, through Armbar, of course, NXT UK Facebook group. She loves NXT UK, 205 Live, and NXT. And in our opinions, those should be in the top 5 shows on the network. But what show overtook them this week? One of them, anyway. NXT, I think, is always going to be number 1. It seems to be number 1 lately. I don't see that ever being dethroned. But apparently not enough people still know about it. Even after all the media, publicity, greatest environment you can work in, that stuff has been thrown out by people you can't stand, like Meltzer and Alvarez, etc.
Yeah.
But apparently, Table for 3 overtook both NXT UK and 205 Live. And 205 Live wasn't even in the top 5. And again, maybe this is just me being nitpicky because I look at wrestling and not just entertainment. 205 Live, you get the wrestling stories, but it's more entertainment value. It's a good showing, but again, you need to bring more awareness to these shows. Instead of just promoting, I don't know, these major pay-per-views, these major specials like 24, for example, and even these little gimmick things like Ride Along, whatever the fuck it's called. Why don't you promote the weekly content you always showcase, 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK? Because if you promote those more, you'll bring more eyes to these brands. If you make these 3 brands work more, like Worlds Collide, for example, I wonder how those specials did, by the way, in numbers too, then you bring more awareness to these brands as well. All 3 of these matter, but 205 Live matters because it helps these brands too. Have you not seen the interactions that some of the 205 Live talent have had with NXT and NXT UK? Even if it's just once in a while. It sells. It matters. It's good stuff. But yeah, I want to say that the festing effect, you call it, or how I'm interpreting it, I want to believe that is not going to negatively impact these 3 brands more than they already are little aware and acknowledged for. That's my opinion. And you better, Chris, thank you for that. All right. Well, that was a great closer, I think.
Agree. Yeah.
So I think with that, I think we are finally done. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us with this special extended edition of 205 Live Matters live retrospective. And Cindy, thank you so much for not only being a supporter of independent wrestling and 205 Live, but just being yourself and also being on here and giving us your live rendition of your entire 205 Live experience. So with that, where can people find you and what would you like to plug tonight?
Well, you can follow me, nodq.com/Cindy. It's going to take you directly to my Twitter page where I post opinions about anything, wrestling, and other crap like that. And then, yeah, like the NBA finals, but whatever. It's over and done. Thank God. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram at simply_c_okay, where you can look at my photo arts of nature, landscape, Funko Pops, and wrestling. And you guys can look at my Instagram story highlight, as I mentioned, of like past independent wrestling shows, including SmackDown and 205 Live. So if you go to my page and you find SD and 205 Live and the date, click on that, then you'll see like what I talk about on the highlight. That's what, as I mentioned it on hashtag 205 Live Matters. And also make sure to check out on my Instagram story where I posted the daily bet of me wearing the not Golden State, Toronto Raptors gear for 30 plus days.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. And then YouTube channel, simply_C_okay, and second YouTube channel, Tyson Pop Protection, and I digressed.
Hashtag I lost a bet.
Yeah.
Well, Cindy, first off, congrats on being a woman of your word. Sorry your team lost.
Yeah.
Thank you again for all of that. And ladies and gentlemen, going away from sports, because believe it or not, I'm hashtag non-sports. If you want to know more about me, though I don't care if you do or not know me, just respect 205 Live Matters, respect the brand. But hey, you want to know me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I am a lifelong fan of what?
Wrestling.
Damn right, wrestling. So if you want to talk anything wrestling, challenge me to predictions in wrestling, or even just, share a banter or two with me about wrestling, you can look me up on my Twitter, nodq.com/Noah. It takes you to my Twitter page. Or you can follow my simple YouTube channel here at youtube.com/Noah210, where you'll get these in full HD, as I've now learned. And also, you'll see in the description below what we talked about, and also that link I told you I'll share also, supporting independent wrestling store. And again, folks, support independent wrestling. Not just local. I just say that because I'm from Toledo and I know 3 promotions that are here. But support independent wrestling in general, because, again, that's where it all starts. Stay tuned for more content from this channel, too, regarding wrestling, both independent, mainstream, etc. You will get pay-per-view predictions and what I now started with reviews I like to call Simple Takes, which are audio-only retrospectives and reviews of big major wrestling shows. Coming up next, we got Ring of Honor Best in the World, a pay-per-view that is actually named Best in the World that will showcase you the best in wrestling. No Shane McMahon, thank God. As well as other stuff, of course, related to AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact, and other independent wrestling as well. I've recently been watching Talent Match Wrestling, Beyond Wrestling, Reality of Wrestling, and House of Glory, as well as other stuff too. What can I say? Wrestling's everywhere. It's out there. Go find it. Challenge yourself to find it. Don't just look at it because it's there. And get invested in something. Anyway, also, I think it pretty much says itself at this point, but I'll say it anyway. Support No DQ. We are a wrestling community, and your opinions matter, and all forms of wrestling fandom are welcome. Go buy a shirt, nodq.com/shirts. Go follow nodq.com on all your social media platforms. Twitter, YouTube, blogs, Facebook, you name it. Go follow the official website. Go comment on something. Make a friend, make an enemy. Try and challenge virtue. I don't know what fancies you, but you can comment on anything. Polls, memes, gifts, actually female pics, columns, reviews, you name it. It's all there for you, and it's waiting for you. And as always, as I like to close, support your wrestling outlets, both big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, I want to thank you all once again for joining me on another edition of 205 Live Matters with the lovely Cindy G returning and giving her live retrospective. And until the next video of 205 Live Matters or the next pay-per-view predictions, which of course will be Stomping Grounds, and then we get into some real shit with Ring of Honor Best in the World. At least I'll be doing that. And of course, AEW's Fire Fest coming up. I'm also watching Casino Road New Japan Pro Wrestling right now too, and preparing for Southern Showdown. But that's a whole nother thing. Until the next video, thank you all again. Like, share, retweet, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Leave me your thoughts. Let me know what you want to talk about on 205 Live Matters and what we should talk about. You don't have to be on video. You can contribute your own way. Just, hey, leave a word. Because, word of mouth is power. That's how this gets realized, and that's how you make sure that 205 Live matters to others. Thank you again, and until the next video, I hope you all share a laugh, enjoy life, enjoy wrestling, and have a good night.
Cheers, y'all. Thank you.
And thank you, Cindy. Remember, 205 Live matters. This was living proof. Simple as that. Bye, everybody.